Hello there. Welcome to another talk. And this talk is called What is, and who is the chosen 144,000 on planet Earth. Now, the 144,000, I'm not religious, but I've heard that it's in religion or Christianity or the Bible or something like that. And you hear about it a lot now. The 144,000 are angels. The 144,000 were chosen before they were born, special soldiers from the afterlife, to come here and go through a spiritual awakening. So in other words, the 144,000 is anyone who's going through a spiritual awakening or has had a spiritual awakening. But eventually, the plan is to eventually align the whole planet with Source. But there's some theories on this, and Eckhart Tolle believes that it might not happen. And I understand what he means, because spiritual awakening, people that spiritually awaken are angels from the other side. They're not like everyone else. Everyone actually has the same ability, but most people are not that deep, and to go that deep, you've got to be forced to go that deep. Most people will stick with their comfort zones. They'll eat the way that they've always eaten. They don't want to change their diet or better their life, better their health. So most people won't go that deep. You've got to choose to do it. Like you get some people that spiritually awaken when they're faced with, their life being really bad. Then you get a lot of people who kill themselves. So, it depends on the person. Yeah, it depends on the person. Yeah, sorry about that. I had to put the talk off for a second, because this music is coming off of YouTube, and all of a sudden I pressed a button by stupid accident. But back to what I was talking about. The 144,000 are the people that have had the spiritual awakenings. And that is them people. Now, eventually, the plan is, for everyone to have this. But it has to be a choice. Has to be a choice. What may happen, like Eckhart Tolle says, we might get to a situation where we've got a lot of people, some people, the 144,000, that are spiritually awake, and they're the examples to others. But it might be many years before the whole planet's awake, if it does get awake, because, like I say, it's a choice. But yeah, that's the 144,000. But the other thing is, what I've learned from my awakening is, we're chosen because we decide to be chosen. It's the same way, some people will judge continually. The person that's awakening will start to look from the perspective of, I'm going to be non-judgmental towards people. That's someone who's awakening. Now, like I said, most people will choose to judge instead of be non-judgmental. So it's just a case of working with your heart, being authentic, and everyone can become the billions that are chosen. But it's only going to come from people looking at themselves in a mirror and facing yourself. That's when you spiritually awaken. And it can be not 144,000, but it can be nearly 8 billion. And ultimately, it looks to me like that's what's happening. I think the COVID-19, hoax. Oh, you're not allowed to say that. I think, that has awakened a lot of people, to what's going on. I'm not even, I don't talk about stuff like that. COVID-19, it's not important anyway. I had this awakening to talk about that. I think eventually YouTube will probably kick me off, which tells you how afraid they are. I mean, if they're frightened of someone with 64 followers, that's quite pathetic. But they're scared because they know that I'm one of the 144,000. You see, the chosen ones are outnumbered. Because they're so powerful, the system knows about them. And all the stuff going on just now is to stop the awakening, but you can't stop it because it's part of God's plan. You see? And the elites at the top know that. You can't prevent it. You can't. And now the chosen ones are here, which is part of God's army. They're part of God's army. And so the awakening is happening whether they like it or not. You see, the thing is, there's demonic energy, and that energy feeds off of similar types of energy. This is how energy works, and that's why there's a struggle just now, because these demons know that once the planet's filled with love, it can't feed off it anymore. And ultimately, that's what's happening. Demons, I wouldn't say reptilians or a separate entity. It's all the same energy. And we're meant to go through the experience of being demonic or hurt or those kind of feelings to evolve past it. And also understand why we had to feel like that. But ultimately, it's about awakening and healing. But you have to you have to have the dark night to manifest the stars and the moon. You see? So all is the same thing, just complementing each other for its own path. So 144,000 is the chosen ones at the moment, but it doesn't have to be. We can all choose to spiritually awaken. Once you start living from your heart, that's when the higher self kicks in and comes through you and starts leading you through the process. So it can be billions on the planet that are awake and not just 144,000. You become chosen as soon as you decide to choose yourself. That's what it is. You are your own judge, you are your own God, and you decide what you are. The power is within you. And I'm just going to leave it there. For latest updates, talks, news, research, and much, much more, please do check my website at www.lovelightfamily.com. Thank you.